2 Corinthians and so forth. But if you'll go over there later to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and read that section later on, there's a lot of good verses. 2 Corinthians chapter 5. So we want to end that part of the service. We want to be able to partake here of prayer and so forth, and we'll just go ahead and be filming if you want to the service, Marshall, and until we get to the prayer part. But I do want to ask who wants a bulletin or a prayer request card. Anybody want a prayer request card? I don't look at Facebook. Yeah. Oh, did it? Yeah. Oh, okay. See. So pray for Cindy. So Dean needs prayer. Anybody want back here? Everybody? I just want to remind each of you about celebration of life for Louis Blaylock is Saturday at 2 o'clock. Won't be receiving the friends at 2. It'll be at 2. Then afterwards service, and you have an opportunity to speak with the family and so afterward. So we want to remember them in prayer, all of the Blaylocks. Is anyone particularly that we don't put on the prayer list that needs prayer tonight? As always, we always want to pray for our country, for our soldiers, for our country. I will go on the record, as far as social media to say that I don't know how many of you read the papers and watch the news because it's very disturbing. I'm not going to be talking about police officers right now or anything. I know we very well know that definitely one was murdered by a policeman. But what I'm talking about is ruthlessness and burning down towns and buildings and so forth. And so what I've learned, and this is what we need to pray, the average African American, they are not necessarily doing the looting and the rioting. It's other people that have come in and they might work up some of the people that have demonstrated during the day. That's possible. But for the most part, that I know of, a lot of them have been paid, and they try to rile everybody up, and so. And I want to say, even on social media, I want to say that we need to do our part and pray. Of course, there is racism out there. There is definitely racism out there. And so what we need to do is we need to be a praying people. There's not a whole lot we can do other than pray for United States of America, people of every color. Policemen have been dying from this, absolutely. It's hard for us to judge, well, who's guilty and who's not guilty. It's very hard for us to do that. And there are people making quick judgments. So we need to pray for the people who are demonstrating, but then there's the people who are rioting, and there's possibly some of them doing the same. But there's just a lot of evidence out there that it's peace during the day and it's Katie bar the door at night. It's almost like it's two different people, and most part, I believe it is. I believe it is. So we need to really pray for our country. We are at a place where either things will get better or they're going to get worse. It'll get better, it's going to get worse. And I believe when we pray for everyone, I believe it's going to get better. I really, really do believe that. So if you will, if you'll just get into groups like we normally do, of 2 or 3 folks, and pray for our country, and pray for people. COVID is still around. COVID-19 is still around. We're still dealing with that. There's just all kinds of dissension from COVID, from rioting, just a lot of different things that are going on. And we know that Satan believes, he knows that his time is short. He knows that. But there's more of us than there are of them. Right? Those who follow Satan. Those who Satan's able to use. We're not going to be led that way. So we're going to pray down God's power. So I want you to get in groups of 2 or 3 and be praying. And so I just appreciate each and every one of you. May God bless you. And so let's just go to a time of prayer. And so, amen. So, all right. Boots, if you want me to, I will.